where the clip thing is. Hmm. Let's see. Good morning. Happy Monday. I'm trying to find my clip holder, and I get tense because if they fall, I can hear them, and I can't find it. it I promise it's my table. I think it's my table. It's like sucks in things I'm supposed to be using. Good morning. I'm trying to stay hydrated. Good morning. Happy Monday, everyone. It's the beginning of the week. We're already on the 7th, and that means I have 21 more days until my kids go to school. This is like the best countdown ever. Oh, I understand. Girl, I did one simple bag that I knew I can do in an hour or two, and then I was resting all day yesterday. I like hopped on to Sandra's live to watch her cut out a bag that she's gonna sew today. But I was like resting. I am like in post nasal drip mode. Like bad. I can't. I am like I'm struggling with my allergies. Good morning. So yeah, I it's that season where it's like slowly gonna start turning into fall, like towards the end of this month. So certain things are in bloom like crazy right now, and my allergies are like not having it. So today, what I'm planning on doing is that if you're a part of my Patreon, you know that we're going to start on this is why I write everything down. We're going to start on the 15th, making that the Duncan bag from Sincerely Jen, but we're going to turn it into a backpack. So I want to, what I usually like to do before I teach the modifications is make one with the modifications. So that way I am comfortable giving out all information, measurements, the whole 9 yards. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that today, like at least cut it out. I'm not trying to like to put too much pressure on myself today because I'm still really congested. I'm kind of thinking tomorrow I'm going to be sounding like a dude. I have really bad post-nasal drip. So what happens is, again, you guys already know when I lose my voice, I don't lose my voice. It just becomes several octaves lower than normal. So it's fun. And that's when I want to start singing like jazz stuff to or Kendall out. It's really fun to do that when I have a chance. Um, so I'm going to do that modification and cut out everything that I need for it, write out notes that I need to have done for it. And if I can, I'll sew it up. But I'm not gonna like push it too much. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I have a pattern that two patterns I need to test, so I might cut out those the papers for those so that way I can get those started. I still don't know what I never know the fabric I'm gonna use or what design or what my theme is until I actually have the pattern in front of me, and then I start taking out swatches. Then my room looks like a hot mess because I have, like, little bolts of fabric everywhere. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I'm doing today. I wanted to go to, actually wanted to make this backpack, but I need to have webbing, so I might, if the weather permits, I might go to Joann's or Hobby Lobby's. But right now we already have like thunderstorm warnings and all that stuff. It's summer, so it's gonna happen. And when it doesn't rain, I'm more surprised. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I did do one bag yesterday. I did the amber convertible bag from Georgia Girl Stitch. This is one of my go-to bags that I love for conventions because it doesn't take a whole lot of material, doesn't take a lot of time. I've done a YouTube tutorial on it. So this is this is it. I use faux leather here, and instead of making it one strap like they have it in the um like they have it in how she has in the pattern, I did two straps at 52 inches. Hear me out. So whenever I do these bags, when I make the long strap, it's like usually 72 or 70 or 80 inches. When someone holds it, like rolls it all the way through, sometimes if they're really, really short, it still is a long cross body. So I've been making, I know it's a little bit more hardware, but I've been making two cross body straps. That way it can accommodate different sizes for this bag, as well as when they want to wear it just as a crossbody, then they're not having like an ultra long strap. But this is it. Um, on the inside, I do have like my little rose gold pull. On the inside, it's just a simple, there's two simple slip pockets. As you can see, everything is, all the leather straps have leather washers in the back so nothing rips through. If you're going to be attaching leather to cotton, I recommend leather washers so that way as it tugs, it does not rip through. I recommend leather washers for pretty much everything, because sometimes a rivet can get pulled through, and it's just like having a bolt when you're screwing something in, no matter how big or small it is, there's always that little washer on there. And that's what I think we should do for rivets, period. So I use a lot of clear washers in my bags. If you have ever seen one of my bags in person, then you know I use clear washers all the time. Good morning. I love the handles too. This is super cute to me. And then you connect it here to here for your backpack, or you can do a crossbody. So it's something like simple and sweet. And because Ahsoka's coming out, I'm trying to get a couple things in her collection. I thought the vinyl went really, really well. I put Woven Fix Ultra in the bottom of this to give it a little bit more stability so it wouldn't slouch. But yeah, it came out really cute. This is one of those bags that I've made so much that I can give you the measurements offhand, where to put the handles and the and the D-rings. It's really funny when you make a bag over and over again, that when you start getting to know all of the measurements, it's hilarious. So yeah, I once I got off here, I think I was done with this bag before 11:30. I was like took a shower, had a cold compress on my face before like noon, so I was good to go. This is the pattern is the amber backpack from I was gonna say Crate Joy. It's not Crate Joy, I'm sorry, Georgia Girl Stitch. I did it. There is a video I did for it too. It's like a fast bag too. That's one of my favorite things about Georgia Girl Stitch, is that if you've really been wanting to dabble with leather but don't have the machines to deal with it, she does a lot of patterns where it's like all cotton and there's leather accents that you don't sew. So, but it can give you that leather look for domestic, which I'm really big on. Another person who does that is Klum House, L from Klum House, KLUM. She's one of the first. I've been following her since like 2019. She has a very interesting journey. She is hilarious, and her videos when you're doing rivets, you hand set them, and she'll be like, smash the shit out of them, and I'm like, oh my god, I love you, I love you. She's everything that I feel like the sewing world needs. So she drums, she, dances to her own drum and all that stuff. She's really cool. She has a lot of really great bag patterns, and they also have hints of leather, but you're not actually sewing over the leather. It's more putting in rivets, and you get to learn more about different rivets. Like one of my favorite rivets to use is a peening tool with a tubal rivet, and who that's actually how I stumbled across her. I seen a leather worker using a tubal rivet. It's a rivet that has like a hollow stem. You put it through, and then you use this tool that looks like kind of like a flower head, and you smash it down, and it mushrooms around. Thank you. It mushrooms around the like the little washer that you have on there, or leather washer. So it's pretty cool. It's a really cool rivet. It's flat. I love the way it looked, and that's how I found her. She used to live in Philadelphia, not that far from where I am now. And she was a designer of bags for messengers. There's a lot out here on the East Coast. They still utilize a lot of bikers to take imported paperwork to one building to another. And there's races here in Maryland with it. So she used to design bags. She broke apart from the company that she did. She moved, I think, to Utah, if I'm not mistaken. And she creates bag patterns that are like amazing. She has really good, very in-depth video tutorials, step by step, and really great products. So, yeah, it's she's just one of the people that I learned a lot from, and I learn a lot from Georgia Girl Stitch. She always has new themes that I didn't know about. She brings leather into the bag making world, because they're two different horses. Like leather makers that are sewing bags with hand needles and stuff like that, they're not the same as us. It's a different skill set. So when we're able to incorporate different sewing styles or different skill sets from different, crafts into our sewing world, it's pretty freaking cool. So I'm excited. Um, I'm also so I think today that's when it's either I'm going to make a backpack today or I'm going to start um making the backpack for the Patreon and make sure everything is all squared away. I hear my son. He's listening to the news. He's 11. So I'm like, whenever they have the TV on, I can get easily distracted because it's literally right above me. Um, so yeah, that's basically all I'm gonna do today. I do need to clean up a little bit because I went through trying to find zipper tape. Man, like I need to get I organized it, but have you ever like went into your zipper drawer and you're like, I know I have this color. I know I have black with antique zipper. And you're going through and you can't find it. And then it's miraculously at the bottom of it. And you're just like, I had to destroy this whole thing to get it. I know I need to come up with like a better like system, like a computer system or an app. Like every time I use like a yard of this, then I can go into my app and say I used 1 yard for Georgia Girl Stitch, and that way it could deduct it from the inventory. But I'm not that tech savvy. It's just something if someone made an app, I would use it. So, my leather washers, I make them myself. I make them with using a 1/2 inch hole punch, and then I just do a regular rivet punch in the middle. You can also buy them though. I believe if I'm not mistaken, you can buy them from Clume House as well as Georgia Girl Stitch. They do sell them, but I make mine because I always have scraps of leather. For I use the leather washers there. I know. I know there's a spreadsheet. There's someone that I'm not gonna give too much information out. She has this real cool tool that's about to come out that one, it helps you calculate the cost of your bag. Not like, oh, my bag is $200. No, it breaks down everything like how much your fabric costs, how much of the fabric did you use. So if you use, let's say you have a 1 yard of custom fabric like this. This is from Notorious. So let's say $26 and it only had to use a fat quarter, then it will take out the percentage, take out the math for that. And then how much it costs for the zipper pulls this, and how much do you pay yourself? And it'll break it down. And I think if I'm not mistaken, they're also going to have like where you can, as you get new inventory and you type it in and it'll deduct it. There needs to be more apps like that. I just made this one. It's a very simplistic bag, but people love it. And you got your little Ahsoka. It's nice and soft to the body. I only used EB Fuse 3, the heavy one from M-Line Bags. I love that one. Oh my god, I love putting that one in for my linings because it doesn't slump in. Like, because the lining has such structure, it doesn't like cave in. It always looks nice and taut. So whenever I do order from M-Line Bags, I always order EB3 because it's heavier than Woven Fuse too. It's a little heavier. I don't know what to compare it with. It's like I don't think any of the woven interfaces are comparable to Decaville light or Decaville heavy. I don't know what it is about it. I love using the heavier woven interfacings for my linings. Oh my gosh. That is amazing, Shannon. Yeah, this is canvas and I used EB Fuse heavy on both the lining and the inside. I used a muslin that I just interfaced with heavy. Muslin is my favorite when I'm doing these types of bags because like I'll make the slip pocket, the zipper pocket, the same as the exterior, so I don't want to use too much of the expensive fabric. So I'll use like a muslin. Okay, so for tax stuff, okay, so what I do for tax stuff, and this is all for Kendall. I can bring Kendall on here if you guys want to know. What I do is I send him everything. That's it. Every time I have, every time I purchase something for the business, every time I give him everything. Even when Etsy, I charge taxes, so I have QuickBooks with Etsy, so they it tells them how much money that we're paying our taxes. I When I do it for conventions, I get my tax information and I pay them immediately. I am so afraid of the IRS, so I automatically pay everything. I know a lot of people that like to wait. I'm not that person. I've seen some people, I because of what I did prior to owning my own business. I've seen people's house getting taken away for nothing, like houses from people had for generations, just getting taken away because of it. So I'm really weird about it. I would rather pay more and then just get something back than worry that I didn't pay it. So, but I send everything to Kendall whenever I pay for taxes or when I pay for any kind of supplies. When I book to go talk somewhere, or like when I had the with the last retreat I just did, I give everything to him and our tax guy handles it. I like immediately get it. So he gets like probably like monthly things that just say this is information for taxes for August, this is for July, this is for June, May, so on and so forth. So that way at the end of the year or quarterly, he has everything he needs to show that we pay taxes. Um, yeah, I'm afraid of that the tax view. Oh, that's a cool app. I didn't know about that, Crystal. Yeah. Oh my god. It does. It's not just you're absolutely right. I hear people like, "Oh, you can write it off." And I'm like, "Can you?" So I also had a person that recently was like, "Oh, I'm starting my Etsy page. Should I collect taxes?" I'm like, "Why wouldn't you collect taxes?" I'm I'm curious. I didn't I wasn't trying to be a smart butt, but where's the money for the taxes going to go then? Like if you're not collecting them, are you including it in your price, or I'm like confused. Like, I collect taxes even when I do conventions. I don't do it's all included because our taxes are different for here in Maryland than they are for DC. Like I think DC is like 8% and we're like 6.8 or something. So wherever I'm at, I collect the correct taxes. Like mm-mm, don't don't get an accountant, get a lawyer, get into groups. If you're selling on Etsy or Shopify, there are groups that you can get into that are within your own state, so you can talk to other people. Good morning, Annetta. I said DC, and you were like, "Hey, I'm here." Yeah, it's the yeah. I know. So I pay. Everything is. All you have to do is hit a toggle on Etsy to say to collect taxes. You're not figuring out the math, and they take it for you, which makes life easier. I think sometimes that's why a lot of designers also have. Have you ever? A lot of designers have like their regular page, but then they also have an Etsy page, and I think they usually do this because of out of country people. So you don't know what the UK's taxes are. So it's easier if so have an Etsy page, someone pays the $8 USD and then they have to pay, Etsy will have them pay the taxes. It's easier for the designer. This is the same concept I feel like for me. I don't really ship outside of the US. I only do it very rarely in under like extreme circumstances that tug at my heart, but that's the same thing. I don't know the taxes in every state, so I just hit that toggle and Etsy does everything for you. And I know a lot of people don't like Etsy, but these are the reasons why I do like Etsy. I don't have to think about the taxes. It just they take it. I can see it on the receipt. They can see it on their receipt. I can give everything to Kendall on a monthly basis, and on a monthly basis, they have everything broken down of how much taxes, how many fees you paid, the whole 9 yards. And again, Kendall has access to my Etsy. Most likely, if someone messages me on Etsy, you're talking to Kendall. So, yeah, for the VAT. Yep. So, because yeah, most of them like Maggie 55, a lot of people have Etsy, and I'm like, it's because they don't have to worry. Like, it's easier than PayPal to do the taxes. So, yeah, I'm all like, have you ever just had like one bobbin where it did not wound right? Like it was like really loose on one side. I don't know what I did, but I'm unwinding it and it's taking like forever. Oh yeah. Well, you were there when I'm when I everybody wants to sit with me when I'm doing my booth. And like it is like the hilarious. You're the only person that probably sees that. You seen how I engaged, you heard what I said, and you see me just let people just like browse through my bag. Cause I'm one of those people if I go in the store and I have someone's like, "Hey, can I help you? Can I help you?" I'm like, I immediately want to walk out of the store because I'm not that sociable and I don't want to explain why I'm looking at stuff. So I'm like pretty chillax at the table, but I've worked with some really cool other bag makers and we shared a table and I've learned a lot from them. One thing, lighting is everything. So um but yeah, you just taxes don't mess with. Get an accountant, talk to people that are like you have like Shannon, like you talk to other people that have a business, a bag making business to figure that stuff out. But I highly recommend to get a definitely get an accountant. It will save your life. And then if you're doing it on Etsy or Shopify, again, there are groups on Facebook and there are groups within the community, like in the website of Shopify or Etsy that can work. You can work with to talk to other people in your area that are selling things. And it's also cool because they could tell you things that are going on that you may not necessarily know. Like I was telling my group the other day that the holiday mark at in Howard County is on this day and it's going to be indoor and it costs like $100 to get in and da da da. And they were like, "Oh, we didn't know." And you get more information, you know. Good morning, Christine. Um, yeah, so the more information you get, the more it'll be easier. I'm I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to do some of these holiday shows. Some are outside and outside Nova at November. It's not warm anymore. It's when you're wearing stuff, and then it doesn't help because I'm already red. I'm really red between here and my cheeks. I think it makes people think that I'm happy or whatever. It's just I'm always red there. So what happens is when I'm freezing, I look like freaking Rudolph. Like it just gets bright red, and I'm like, I'm miserable. They're like, "Oh, you're so jolly," and I'm like, "No, realistically, I probably want to Hulk smash this whole building up, but I can't. I want to Thanos it, but no, I can't." So yeah, I'm putting in applications right now for holiday ones, and it's just crazy to think that it's coming around the corner so fast. Oh my gosh, yeah, definitely. I'm going to. I can't screenshot when I. No, can I screenshot? Like, I'm like, I'll just grab a pattern piece. Don't mind me. What do you do, Shova? Oh, you just take random pattern pieces. This is why, okay, so sometimes when Kendall wants to clean out my room, he'll like see pattern pieces with writing on it. And he's like, do you want to keep this like with the pattern or do you want it on your table for notes? I'm like, both. And he's like, that does not help me. That doesn't- He's like, "That does not help me. Can you stop doodling on everything?" But that's just how I roll. So yeah, please, Shannon, I would really appreciate it. Um, yeah, because my tax guy, he was original Kendall's, now it's ours because we were married or whatever. But he's like, Shnova, he's like, I appreciate that you pay your taxes quarterly. I really do. He's like, but sometimes you pay double taxes when you don't need to. And I'm like, I know, I didn't know, I was afraid. And he was like, just, just all you have to do is message me. That's he's like, you have a healthy fear of the IRS. I'm like, yes, yes, I do. I have, I've seen working in the mortgage industry. There's one thing for people not paying because they lost their job or whatever, but I cannot tell you how many times I have seen people lose their house because they did not pay not only the taxes on their home, but taxes on their business or just personal taxes. And once the IRS has it, it's done. It's done. There is nothing that the mortgage company could do at all. There is absolutely nothing. I mean, you could even file bankruptcy and it's still theirs. It's so I'm afraid of the IRS. So, I know. You get it? Okay. Okay. Just get as close as you can. Just and then or I'll forget stuff. Like so I was telling him that I'm booking a hotel for September for it, and he's like, "Okay, so did you get I need all this stuff for the hotel, all the stuff for the airport and just like your costs and your expenses." And I'm like, I can just go, I'll go get the receipts. He's like, wait, you don't have any of that stuff on hand? I was like, no, just, I don't know what you want from me. Okay. I'm doing what I can. Yeah. Okay. Lynette, me and you are going to high five, hug it out. And because I want to, Kendall's like, Shanova, stop overpaying things. I'm like, I have a really healthy fear. I mean, I worked at Wells Fargo, and then from Wells Fargo, I got scouted from Capital One and Citibank. Citibank is where was the last time I did a where I worked in loss mitigation as I was a paralegal and I would basically take people's homes. And I could tell you firsthand, taxes was like not paying taxes on your business, personal, or your home. Dude, dude. And to listen to people cry and all that stuff, it's just I'd rather pay over than say, "Oh, you owe." So, that's just me. Some other people can do it like nickel and diamond and get it exactly right. Like Susie from So Girly Fun, she's like, "You shouldn't have to pay. You should." Like she has her things. I'm afraid. I come from a different aspect from being taking people's homes and taking people's businesses, the business buildings because of it. So, yeah, those flashbacks are real. Okay. No, Iris does not play. I was going to work for them in their collection department, but the guy had me freaking out. So to be in this collection department, there's different stages of the IRS. Like from like when you first initially owe money, there are people that will work out a payment arrangement. Then you get to the people, the department I was going to be in, where it's again loss mitigation. You have to be in a paralegal so you can handle all the legal documents or whatever. But that guy I went for like 4 interviews and it's a high level security clearance that I was supposed to go into. But the manager totally freaked me out. And when they sent me the letter, I did not accept. He just was just I don't know. He was worse. It's not worse than Coke. I have a friend that works at Coca-Cola, and man, their loss mitigation and legal department is whoo. Let's just put it like this. If you have any Pepsi products and they catch you on camera walking in, like any Pepsi products, you're going to get fired. That simple. There's a lot. it's it's pretty severe. So there's some major big players out here, and yeah, Under Armour's like that too. Under Armour's main corporation, where even The Rock goes to and everything like that, is not that far from us. And everyone that I know that works in the legal department, you cannot come in with like Nikes, New Balances. Everything has to be Under Armour. If you come in with like a Nike hoodie, you could be fired. Let's see. I do have sympathy. I try to have sympathy with people that are down and out. It's hard. I know. The things that I have seen and how to do, I wouldn't wish. I would not wish to anyone to be a collector or work in collections or loss mitigation or anything where you have to take things away. It is incredibly hard. It messes with your psyche, and I feel like no matter how positive you are, the negativity is going to creep in. Oh my gosh, Shannon, that's something to be super proud of. Yeah, the new adjustments. I know Kendall got a promotion in March, and it's an increase in salary. I'm like, we're gonna have fun this year. So, I know. So like I was the only thing that's been really weird is because I've been traveling a lot more. And so that is one thing. Kendall's like gun ho about me doing Dragon Con next year. He like really thinks I'm gonna drive. I'll be like, yeah, you could drive the stuff down there. I will fly down and meet you the next day. I do not want to drive. Ugh. Yeah, sorry to hear that. Yeah, IRS does not play, man. And then when they come, that's it. There's not like you can't shake them down. Like, you can't be like, you can't find me. No. So no, they're severe. There were a company I really did want to work for because kind of like orcas, when I'm afraid of something, I have a tendency of going like head first into it because I want to know. Like, I'm not that person that's like, oh, I'm afraid of something. No, I want to see it like overcome my fear, or maybe the curiosity why I'm so afraid. I don't know. That's just how my brain works. So I wanted to work there, and I got all the way to the fourth interview, and then I got a letter, and then the guy that I did the fourth interview for like totally creeped me out. Like he was just creepy. He creeped me out so hard. Oh my god. Did you Okay, so look, orcas, right? I know I talk about them, and you probably are getting them on your Facebook feed because our phones are really smart and they know. But dude, there are so many more orca like gangs now. There's another one that they had where it was like a mom, dad, and the baby orca, and they took over the boat, and they're super aggressive in the Pacific Ocean right now. And I'm like, nobody wants to listen to me. Okay, I've been saying that they could take their dolphins family, and the dolphins are the smartest mammals, right? That's their cousin. They're in the same family. No, but I also got to see where this kayaker, two of them got swallowed by a whale, but they were able to get out. I would have paid money. It would have been so awesome if they had a GoPro. I mean, I'm glad that they're okay, but can you imagine if they had a GoPro and you got to see that whole thing? Like you're totally getting like a Jonah in the well situation where you're getting swallowed whole. And they're like this one eats like, algae and plant things, so it's not like a carnivore or anything, but it was by pure accident they got swallowed. Yeah. I'm curious though. I have questions for them. I hope they interview, and I so want to be like a YouTube thing where you can ask questions. I have so many questions, so many, like so many questions. I know. I don't know, but they're super aggressive right now. There was also what was it? On another coast, the orcas were attacking and eating the bull sharks. I'm like, is nobody noticing this? I know it's a fear that I keep projecting, but man, I'm curious. I still will go into the water. I just want you guys to know that. And don't be like, oh no, she's a girl in the white tank top in a scary movie. It's just, I really like, one, I like swimming. I'm a baby guppy in swimming. Two, I love whale watching. It's weirdly cool to look at. I don't know why. I like being on boats and I like the water. Um, I'm curious to see what an orca would do attacking a bull shark. I have so many questions. I know they're not going to answer it, but I feel like if I seen and the baby orca was like the worst one. I was like, people don't know. People don't know. Ugh. They're ramming everything out in the coast of they the got the well the people I don't know if the whale watchers or the ones that are doing it for scientists behind it, they're totally freaking out because there are gangs of them in off the coast of Spain and they're not able to fish. They're not like they are straight up attacking and they have no idea what is bringing on this, like they're bogarting the sea basically. They have had to close down like beach days a lot because these particular orcas are like in this weird gang and they're super violent. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just saying. They do, and they go after sharks. It's a very intriguing thing, and they don't know what's going on right now because they're saying they're like hyper aggressive. Like their name Killer Whale is obviously because they're aggressive, but not like where they're attacking boats. Like that is some stuff. Like that's kind of ballsy for a thing. Like I'm not. You gotta. I mean, there's been boats all this time, and you don't really hear. Yeah, this orca attacked my boat, but it is becoming like almost like everyday news and I'm like, that is some crazy that's some crazy stuff, okay? That's super crazy. So yeah, orcas, man. I don't know. Also, I want when is Little Mermaid coming on to Disney Plus? I know that's random, but I seen it in the theater and I want my daughters to see it, and I'm like, wait, it's been like 100 days. Disney Plus, play it. I'm just saying. Just play, just play it. All right, Shannon. I hope you have a really, really good day. So yeah, I wanna see Little Mermaid again. So also I wanna see Haunted Mansion. I heard the reviews are not good, but I think they did poor timing by putting it out with Barbie. Barbie's still like trailblazing. So I don't know. But I am going to probably get off, go treat myself to an iced coffee, and then come back here and start working on a bag that I'm not too sure which one I'm going to do just yet. All right. I hope everyone has a really good day. Have fun and have a good start of the week. It's Monday. Monday. Bye.